when 26-year-old Anna Repkina met Will Hargrove on a Russian dating site. She believed she had found the love of her life. She had recently ended a 7-year relationship and was eager for a fresh start. Without hesitation, Anna left her life in Russia and moved to Oregon to be with Will, convinced they would build a future together. However, what awaited Anna was not the fairy tale she had envisioned. Instead, a tangled web of love and betrayal led to her tragic fate. On Monday, April 17, 2017, in Alsea, Oregon, a local caretaker and timber company groundskeeper was walking his dog along a remote, dead-end logging road when he noticed Anna's lifeless body lying on the ground.
I wasn't even sure if it was real at first. I thought it might be some kind of a prank,
Her feet were facing the road and her torso angled towards the forest. Anna was wearing blue jeans, black running shoes, a grey hoodie, and a black jacket. Police arrived shortly after and began their investigation. They confirmed that she had been killed by a single shotgun blast to the head. Near the body, officers also found scattered trash, including empty cans and papers.
Actually, I did reach down and touch her hand. That feels like flesh and bone to me.
What had happened to Anna, and how did she end up alone on a desolate road? Anna Alexeyevna Repkina was a Russian woman from Moscow. Born into a middle-class Russian family, Anna had a sharp sense of humor and worked an office job at IKEA. She was passionate about rock music, traveling, and cats. In 2016, after a 7-year relationship, Anna and her partner decided to separate. Feeling lonely, she was eager to find love again and joined a Russian online dating site. It was there that she met 26-year-old Will Hargrove, an American mechanic from Oregon. Will said he was ex-Marines and he had been stationed in Russia, so he had a deep fascination for the place. Despite the distance, Will appeared to be everything Anna wanted: caring, attentive, affectionate, and they bonded over a shared love of music. To prove his devotion, Will sent Anna flowers while she was still in Russia. The two exchanged thousands of messages and video calls, strengthening their connection. Will's former roommate, Jamie Clarks, described him as a likable person, a jokester, and someone with the gift of gab who could charm anyone. With his charisma, Will quickly won Anna's heart. By December 2016, Anna decided to visit Will in Oregon, hoping their connection would be just as strong in person. However, upon arriving in the United States, she realized she had mistakenly booked her flight to Portland, Maine, instead of Portland, Oregon. With some adjustments, Anna successfully rerouted her flight and eventually arrived in Portland, Oregon, where she finally met Will in person. Their time together initially felt like a fairy tale. Will took Anna to various places, introduced her to his friends, and made her feel valued. They stayed at Will's place in Portland, Oregon, where he rented a room in the home of the Chavez family, a married couple with 2 children. Not long after her arrival, and during her 10-day trip, Will proposed. Anna, convinced she had found the love she had been searching for, said yes. 10 days later, she flew back home to Russia to pack up her things. A few months later, Anna returned to America on March 1st, 2017, ready to start planning her wedding and her new life in America with Will. They moved out of the Chavez family home in Portland, Oregon, where Will had been renting a room, and found a place together in Corvallis, Oregon. However, why was Anna Repkina's body found just a few months later on a desolate road when she was supposed to be planning a wedding and building a future with Will Hargrove? What went so terribly wrong? The discovery of Anna Repkina's body raised numerous questions. Determined to uncover the truth, police examined the trash found near her body, hoping for a clue. Among the debris, they discovered a crucial piece of evidence: a KFC receipt pressed against a clear trash bag. The receipt was dated just days before, April 14, 2017, and contained a partial debit card number. Investigators contacted KFC, and the restaurant confirmed that on that date, a car had pulled up to the drive-thru and 2 purchases were made, one using the debit card in question and the other paid in cash. The debit card was linked to a man named Kevin Thomas. With this lead, police brought Kevin in for questioning about his potential connection to Anna's murder. However, Kevin denied any involvement or knowledge of the crime.
Then we're trying to put some pieces together for our case. The garbage we found was, I think, something you bought last week from KFC. Okay.
He explained that he had eaten at KFC that day with a friend.
Do you know about that?
Yeah, me and my brother go to KFC.
Go to KFC?
On Fridays.
What's your brother's name, Kevin?
Will Hargrove?
That friend was none other than Will Hargrove, Anna's fiancé. As detectives pressed further, Kevin revealed that Will had asked to borrow his shotgun a few weeks earlier, saying he wanted to go into the woods to blow off some steam.
Did he say why he wanted to borrow it?
Just so he was going to go up and go shooting in the woods and just kind of blow off some steam.
More concerningly, Kevin admitted that Will had never returned the shotgun. With this revelation, police went to Will's house and questioned him about how his trash had ended up in Alsea.
We're here following up on a case we're working, and your name came across and we want to talk to you.
Okay. Drove into Elsie, stopped at the little market there, picked up a pack of cigarettes and drove back.
Did you dump some trash there when you were there?
Yeah, I did. On the side of the building, on the side of the general store.
Sensing that Will was withholding information, they brought him into the station for further questioning and about his relationship with Anna. At the sheriff's office, Will Hargrove told investigators that he barely knew Anna, claiming they had only gone on 2 dates.
What do you know about her?
Almost nothing.
How'd you guys meet?
Met her downtown Corvallis.
Just walking around?
Yeah, we went on 2 dates, and then decided I told her it wasn't going to be anything more than that. And I was happy to keep hanging out with her, but that was all it was going to be.
He even painted her as a psychotic stalker, and that he had made it clear their relationship would be nothing more than casual dates and hangouts.
How long ago was that?
Last time I saw her was middle of March.
Middle of March.
Cut it off because she decided to put on Facebook that we were engaged.
She posted that?
Yeah.
After 2 days?
Oh yeah, and it brought hell down upon me.
From who?
Michelle.
Police identified Michelle Chavez as the married woman who owned the house where Will had rented a room in Portland, Oregon. Despite being married with 2 children, Michelle had been secretly involved with Will since 2015. Will insisted that Michelle was his real girlfriend, not Anna. When officers confronted Will with the fact that his trash had been found at the crime scene, he panicked and immediately asked for a lawyer.
Will, your trash was found where somebody was killed?
I'm sorry, to what?
Okay. That's what we're talking about here.
You guys are looking at me for this?
Your trash, like my partner said, was found there.
Your stuff was found at a scene where somebody died.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking to you, there's a lot of inconsistencies with your story about what happened.
But it was too late. Detectives already had enough reason to believe he was involved in Anna's murder, and they placed him under arrest.
No offense, guys. You've been really kind, and I like you.
Okay.
And I don't mind that. But the moment that you say somebody was killed out there, that no, no.
Okay. So, William Hargrove, I need you to stand up and put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for the murder of Anna Repkina.
Following Will's arrest, police brought Michelle in for questioning. At the station, she admitted to having a secret affair with Will and explained how they had met. After answering several questions, investigators informed her that Will had been arrested for Anna's murder.
Can you tell me what this is about, though?
I want you to know right now that Will's under arrest for murder.
Okay. Okay.
Michelle's reaction surprised detectives, leading them to believe there was more to the story.
How are you not extremely upset right now to know that the person who you were romantically involved with...
I am very upset right now. I'm very upset right now. I don't understand how that can be a person that I have spent the last year and a half with.
Investigators now had to piece together the complex dynamics between Anna, Will, and Michelle, and uncover what truly led to Anna's death. In 2015, Michelle Chavez was living with her husband and 2 children in Oregon in what she described as a loveless marriage. She said she and her husband felt more like roommates than a couple, merely sharing a home. Around this time, Michelle met Will Hargrove while working as a cab driver. She had picked him up from a bar and they instantly connected. Will made Michelle feel seen, loved and wanted. Strangely, in 2016, Michelle convinced her husband to rent out a section of their home to Will without disclosing that she and Will were secretly involved. As their relationship continued, Will wanted more. He hoped Michelle would leave her husband to be with him, but Michelle insisted she would do so on her own terms. Tension grew between them, and to reassure Will of her commitment, Michelle gave him her wedding ring, promising a future together. However, this gesture wasn't enough for Will. He joined a Russian dating site where he began talking to Anna. Perhaps Will hoped that meeting someone new would help him move on from Michelle, or that it would make her jealous enough to leave her husband. During Anna's 10-day visit to the US, she stayed at Will's place, which he shared with Michelle and her family. Like Michelle's husband, Anna had no idea about their ongoing affair. In fact, Will had told Anna that Michelle was his crazy ex-girlfriend. When Anna permanently moved to the US on March 1st, 2017, Michelle told Will that they could no longer live under the same roof. As a result, Will and Anna moved into an apartment together in Corvallis, Oregon. While Anna was busy planning their wedding, Will continued seeing both women, often spending nights at Michelle's house. Suspicious of his whereabouts, Anna frequently texted Will's friends, asking where he was. Despite the red flags, Anna remained deeply in love, unaware of the web of lies Will had spun. Not only was he cheating on her, but he had also fabricated stories about his past, including falsely claiming he had served in the military. Also, the engagement ring he had given Anna was not a family heirloom, as he had told her, but rather the wedding ring Michelle had given him as a promise of their future together. Michelle eventually discovered the truth about her wedding ring through Facebook. Angry that Will had given it to Anna, Michelle sent Anna a Facebook message on March 22nd, 2017, confronting her about sharing Will. Still believing Michelle was just a jealous ex, as Will had told her, Anna dismissed her, telling Michelle to stop being a bitch and to get out of their lives. Michelle responded with a chilling message, "I am happy to show you just how much of one I can be." Three days after exchanging messages with Michelle on March 25th, 2017, Will and Anna set out to get married. Anna wore a wedding dress she had brought from Russia, excited for what she believed would be the start of their new life together. Before heading to the ceremony, they stopped at a Walmart, where Will went inside to purchase their wedding bands. While inside, he was seen on surveillance footage, talking on the phone, not to Anna, but to Michelle. He was asking her about their relationship and whether he could come over that night. After leaving Walmart, Will and Anna drove to the beach, where they planned to meet the officiant. However, when the officiant failed to show up, Will made a phone call, pretending to ask about their whereabouts. He then told Anna that the officiant was sick and couldn't make it. This was a lie. Will had never arranged for an officiant, nor had he obtained a marriage license. There were no wedding plans in place. Unaware of the deception, Anna believed they would simply have to postpone the wedding to another day. With that, the couple headed back home. On the way, they stopped at a McDonald's drive-thru. Surveillance footage captured the moment Anna, still wearing her wedding dress, sat in the passenger seat. Meanwhile, Will Hargrove's attempts to make Michelle Chavez jealous seemed to be working. Following the failed wedding, Michelle gave him an ultimatum. He had to choose between her and Anna by the 19th of April, 2017. If he chose Michelle, she would leave her marriage, but Anna would have to be out of the picture. He had to end things with her for good. Will had been telling Michelle that he had tried to get Anna to leave many times, but she wouldn't go. As a result, Michelle started to view Anna as the woman who couldn't take the hint, not knowing that Anna was completely unaware of the affair. Michelle relentlessly texted Will, pressuring him to make a decision. At one point, she told him to fix it. On Saturday, April 15th, just 4 days before the deadline, Michelle was supposed to have dinner at Will's apartment, but Will told her she couldn't come over anymore because Anna had come back. He reassured Michelle, telling her not to worry, and promised, "I will have this permanently solved by 1800 tomorrow." After that conversation, Michelle tried contacting Will multiple times, but he had turned off his phone. She left him several voicemails throughout the night, assuming he had chosen Anna.
I guess you made your choice. Okay. I'll let you be. Why? I just want to know why. I'll let you be. But I just want to know why.
The following day, on Easter Sunday, April 16th, 2017, Michelle Chavez went to her mother's house. Meanwhile, Will contacted his car insurance company as his policy was due, and he was informed that if it wasn't paid, it would be cancelled at midnight. He tried to sort it out, persuading them to extend the deadline as he didn't have the funds, but they said no.
Okay. Can you guys hold off until the 21st so I can get you paid?
Unfortunately, once it is pending cancellation for non-payment, we don't have the ability to move the dates at all. And this one, so it'll be canceled effective tonight at midnight.
Later, at 4:30 p.m., Will finally called Michelle back and told her that he had been at the coast. He explained that he was heading home, but had a flat tire and needed help. Michelle left her mother's house and drove to Alsea to assist him. While waiting for Michelle, Will entered a local convenience store and bought a few items. About an hour later, Michelle arrived at the store. She asked Will what had happened, and he told her that he and Anna had gotten into a fight. He claimed that he had said horrible things to Anna, causing her to leave with her suitcases. After their conversation, Will and Michelle got into his car, where they talked, and then had sex in the front seat. Once they were done, they parted ways, Michelle returning to her Easter celebrations, while Will drove home. Before going home, however, Will made a stop at an ATM and withdrew $200 from Anna's account. He then emotionally hugged an employee, claiming that his girlfriend Anna had just left him. He then entered a nearby Chase Bank ATM and withdrew $600 more from her account. At 9:30 p.m., Will went to another ATM and deposited $160 into his account. He then called his car insurance company and made the necessary payments to keep his policy active.
Thank you for calling Progressive.
Y'all should have a card on file for me, and I need to make payment, please. All good then? Everything's done?
Yeah, everything is taken care of. You are insured as we're speaking.
Excellent. Thank you very much, ma'am.
My pleasure. Have a good night, William.
During this time, Will also sent Anna several texts, expressing concern and asking where she was, saying, "Babe, I'm sorry. Please come home. Please, I need you. Just let me know you are safe." However, the following day, on April 17th, 2017, Anna's lifeless body was discovered by a local groundskeeper in Alsea, Oregon. In the days following Anna's death, Will continued spending money recklessly. He bought items such as candy, Lego, and other things. He texted his friend Kevin Thomas, saying, "Spending money I shouldn't, because I'm trying to distract myself." Strangely, his phone records revealed that he messaged strangers on WhatsApp and other social media platforms, asking for advice on how to time travel. Will claimed that his best friend had made a terrible mistake and was desperate to correct it. In one of his messages, he even offered to sell his soul for the opportunity to time travel. 2 days after Anna's body was discovered, along with the KFC receipt linking back to Will Hargrove, they found a McDonald's receipt dated March 25th among the trash. When they checked the McDonald's records, they confirmed that the timing of the receipt matched the CCTV footage from the drive-thru, which showed Anna in her wedding dress sitting in the passenger seat of Will's vehicle. The investigation also uncovered additional CCTV footage, which showed Will's truck driving toward Alsea on April 16th, the day Anna was killed. Will's phone records revealed pings from the murder site between 4:35 and 4:48 p.m. that afternoon. He had called Michelle, who was still at her mother's house. The police also recovered his friend Kevin Thomas's shotgun from Will's truck. Only Will's fingerprints were found on the weapon. Furthermore, they discovered clothing with bloodstains, as well as Anna's credit cards among Will's belongings. CCTV footage from the Alsea convenience store, where Will waited for Michelle to arrive from her mother's house, showed possible blood specks on Will's head, which were not present later. Also, before being summoned to the police station for questioning, Will texted Michelle, instructing her to ensure their stories matched. He wrote, "Picked you up at your mum's drive to Alsea General Store and drove back." When Michelle was brought in for questioning, she initially told the police the same story that Will had instructed her to. She claimed that Will had picked her up from her mother's house and they drove to the Alsea General Store together.
And he picked you up at your mom's house at that time?
He did.
Okay.
However, realizing she could be prosecuted for perjury, Michelle immediately retracted her statement, admitting that what she had said was false. She confessed that Will had not picked her up at the time he had claimed.
That's a little bit of a lie. He called me. He was going to pick me up. And then he did it.
With these findings, Will Hargrove was charged with the murder, as well as identity theft, and 2 counts of theft. He was held without bail at Benton County Jail, Oregon, pending his hearing and trial, which was scheduled for October 2019. Will Hargrove's murder trial began in October 2019 at the Benton County Circuit Court in Oregon. The trial lasted a month, during which 70 witnesses testified. In the opening statement, which lasted 90 minutes, prosecutors outlined how Will had been caught in a complicated love triangle involving Anna Repkina and Michelle Chavez. They argued that this love triangle ultimately led to Anna's death. Prosecutors suggested that on April 16, 2017, Will took Anna for a drive towards the secluded area. Once there, they claimed he led her into the forest, where he shot her in the back of the head with a shotgun before taking her ATM cards. In defense, Will's counsel maintained his innocence, presenting an alternate theory. They argued that Michelle Chavez, as the jealous second lover, had the most motive to kill Anna. They alleged that Michelle had given Will an ultimatum to choose between her and Anna, threatening to snowman Anna. The defense suggested that Will had loved Anna and was building a life with her, but Michelle had taken the gun from Will and shot Anna. They also pointed to Michelle's possession of Anna's phone after her death and suggested that Michelle's cell phone records revealed she had visited the logging road a month before Anna's body was found. However, Michelle testified that she didn't know the phone was Anna's and that Will had given it to her the night of his arrest. She claimed that Will had taken her to the same location a month earlier, but she denied any involvement in Anna's murder. Michelle stated she had only wanted Anna to leave Will, not to harm her. She also testified that when she told Will to choose between the two of them, she was merely joking. The prosecution countered the defense's argument by pointing out that Michelle's fingerprints were not found on the shotgun, and her phone records placed her at her mother's house, not the crime scene, during the time of Anna's murder. Additionally, they presented evidence showing that Will had met up with Michelle after the murder and that the two had sex in Will's car. Video footage revealed how Will then withdrew money from Anna's accounts at 2 ATMs, lying to a local cashier that Anna had left him. In the end, Will Hargrove was found guilty of Anna Repkina's murder, as well as identity theft and 2 counts of second-degree theft for stealing money from Anna's bank account. In court, the prosecutor's assistant district attorney said, "She came here with hopes and dreams to find somebody that was loving her and start a family. She doesn't have that anymore. The defendant very nearly got away with this crime. It was his own trash that betrayed him." Will's sentencing was held in January 2020, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 25 years. Will Hargrove is currently serving his sentence at the Snake River Correctional Institution in Oregon. After Will Hargrove's sentencing in 2020, Michelle Chavez was said to have moved to New York, which led defense lawyer Mike Flynn to further speculate that she could be the true suspect rather than Will. Reports indicated that Michelle had attempted suicide multiple times, as the intense media scrutiny and rumors severely tarnished her reputation and affected her family's life. Despite the ongoing speculations, Anna's family found some sense of closure with the justice system's decision, and they felt that Will's conviction had brought the right measure of accountability for Anna's tragic death. However, Will and his legal team were not content with the ruling. They filed an appeal, challenging 17 errors they believed had been made during the trial. These included the denial of motions to suppress certain evidence, questions about the validity of warrants, issues with the admissibility of hearsay evidence, and concerns with the jury instructions. However, this was mostly rejected, and the appeal process did not result in a reversal of the convictions. Following the conclusion of the trial and the legal proceedings, Anna's ashes were flown back to Russia, where her family could lay her to rest. In court, prosecutor's assistant district attorney said, "I think you have to remember Anna as the sweet, loving, caring person who put herself out there to be loved. Because Anna was loved. She was loved alive, and she was loved after. This case is so tragic. Anna came to the United States with a heart full of hope, a hope to build a new life, to find love, and to create the future she had always dreamed of. Anna believed she had found someone who loved her deeply, someone who would cherish her. But in reality, Will had been playing a game, manipulating her emotions, and using her as a pawn in his twisted battle to win back Michelle. He wasn't the man he claimed to be. He wasn't interested in the life Anna had envisioned. He was caught in a web of lies, deceit, and selfishness, driven by his need to keep two women in his control. Anna, tragically, was just a means to an end for him, his way of securing Michelle's jealousy. In the end, Will's cruelty cost Anna her life, her dreams, and the future she had hoped to build. She didn't deserve this. My thoughts on Michelle are complicated. Did she know the extent of what Will was doing? How much did she really know, and how much was she complicit in? I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts below. Overall, however, my heart goes out to Anna's friends and family. The pain that they must feel, knowing that their beloved Anna came to the US trusting and hopeful, only to be betrayed by the one she thought she could trust. As always, rest in peace, Anna Repkina.